Hi, I'm Romina. 4 years of studying Mandarin at college, and here I am folding towels at the Grand Plaza Hotel. Not exactly what I dreamed of, but student loans don't pay themselves. Most people see a black maid and assume I can barely speak English, let alone Chinese. Their mistake. You missed a spot. Marcus, our head housekeeper, hovered behind me like a vulture. And hurry up. Room 312 complained about needing extra pillows 10 minutes ago. I just started this room, and I already sent Tanya with those pillows. Well, she hasn't delivered them, probably taking another unauthorized break. I bit my tongue. Marcus had been riding Tanya hard all month, writing her up for infractions that didn't exist. I'll check on it after I finish here. See that you do. And remember, the inspection team arrives next week. Any room that fails costs you your job. The threat hung in the air as he strutted away. I texted Tanya immediately. Did you hear? Marcus is on the warpath again. Tanya appeared in my doorway moments later, breathless. I delivered those pillows 15 minutes ago. The guest even tipped me. Let me guess. Marcus thinks you're slacking off again? When doesn't he? And get this. Victoria cornered me in the service elevator to tell me my hair wasn't professional enough. This is a protective style. What does she expect? Victoria Winters, hotel manager extraordinaire, whose management style consisted mainly of terrorizing staff and kissing guest behinds. Speaking of demons, Tanya whispered, heads up. Victoria clicked down the hallway in her designer heels. Ladies, gossip time is over. Romina, I need your Japanese translation skills at the front desk. I speak Mandarin, not Japanese, ma'am. She waved dismissively. Whatever, just come now. At the front desk stood Richard, the manager who'd taken credit for my guest satisfaction initiatives at last month's corporate meeting. Ah, Romina, perfect timing. Can you grab these papers to the supply closet? Actually, Victoria said you needed translation help. He laughed awkwardly. Oh, that won't be necessary anymore. Through the lobby doors came a distinguished-looking Asian man in an impeccable suit, flanked by assistants. I recognized him immediately from business magazines. Mr. Zhang, tech entrepreneur and billionaire investor. Richard transformed instantly. Mr. Zhang, welcome to Grand Plaza. I hope your flight was comfortable? Mr. Zhang replied in Mandarin, which Richard clearly didn't understand but nodded enthusiastically anyway. Your English is excellent, Richard lied. Let me show you to our presidential suite. Mr. Zhang frowned slightly, saying something else in Mandarin that sounded displeased. Wonderful. Follow me, Richard chirped, completely clueless. As they walked away, I heard Victoria mutter to Marcus. Make sure the oriental amenities are in his room. You know, those slippers and tea things they like? I winced at the casual racism. Tanya caught my eye across the lobby and made a gagging motion. Little did they know that understanding Mr. Zhang might be exactly the advantage I needed in this hellhole. The next morning, I was assigned to clean the presidential suite while Mr. Zhang attended breakfast. Perfect timing. As I replaced towels in the marble bathroom, I heard the door open and froze. The Americans are so gullible, Mr. Zhang said in perfect Mandarin to someone on his phone. This hotel claims 5 stars but delivers 3-star service at best. I silently continued working as he paced the living area. The investment opportunity they're pushing seems suspicious. The hotel manager and some slick front desk guy invited me to a private meeting tonight. Something about a unique local development opportunity. I suspect they think I'm just another rich foreigner they can fleece. My ears perked up. What scheme were Victoria and Richard cooking up? Mr. Zhang continued. Have our team run background checks on Victoria Winters and Richard Ellis from Grand Plaza Hotel. Something feels off. I accidentally knocked over a bottle of cleaning spray, and Mr. Zhang whipped around. I'm so sorry for the disturbance, sir, I said in Mandarin, bowing slightly. His eyebrows shot up. You speak Mandarin? And quite well. I majored in Chinese language and business at UPenn. Unfortunately, the job market had other plans for me. Mr. Zhang studied me with newfound interest. How fascinating. What's your name? Romina. Well, Romina, His phone rang, and he excused himself. I finished cleaning and slipped out, my mind racing. During my lunch break, I headed to the employee lounge to find Tanya in tears, surrounded by security. I didn't take anything. I swear. Marcus stood smugly nearby. We found the guest's missing gold earrings in your locker, Tanya. There's no point denying it. Those aren't mine. I've never seen them before. The evidence speaks for itself, Victoria said coldly. Richard, escort her out. She's terminated effective immediately. After Tanya was marched out, I cornered her in the parking lot. This is crazy. Someone planted those earrings. I believe you, I assured her. Give me some time. Something fishy is happening here. Back inside, I overheard Victoria and Richard talking in the supply closet. Is everything set for tonight's meeting with Zhang? Victoria asked. Perfect. I've created fake prospectuses, testimonials, everything. Once he invests in our exclusive development project, we split the money offshore. Brilliant. With his kind of cash, we could each walk away with millions. He'll never be able to trace it once we route it through those shell companies. These foreign investors are all the same. More money than sense. My blood boiled. I needed proof. After my shift, I snuck into Marcus's office to look for evidence about Tanya. Rummaging through his desk, I found something unexpected. A notebook tracking guest tips with 2 columns. Reported and actual. The difference between them was substantial. This snake had been skimming our tips for months. I photographed every page with my phone. While searching further, I found an envelope with Tanya's name containing cash tips that had supposedly never arrived for her. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. This is Zhang. The front desk gave me your number after I inquired. Can we meet privately? I have a proposition. I smiled. Time to turn the tables. I know what Victoria and Richard are planning, I texted back. And I have proof that Marcus has been stealing from staff. I'd like to help you avoid their scam. Room 842, service entrance, 30 minutes, came the reply. Game on. I knocked on room 842 and glanced nervously down the hallway. Mr. Zhang opened the door and ushered me inside. Your Mandarin is truly impressive, Romina. Where did you learn to speak with such a Beijing accent? 4 years at UPenn and a semester abroad in Beijing. I was supposed to work for an international consulting firm until the recession hit and they rescinded my offer. Mr. Zhang nodded thoughtfully. Their loss. Now tell me about this scam. I pulled out my phone and played the recording of Victoria and Richard discussing their fake investment scheme. These aren't small-time crooks. They've apparently done this before. They create shell companies for non-existent luxury developments, get investors to wire money, then the funds disappear through offshore accounts. Mr. Zhang's expression hardened. I suspected something wasn't right. The investment returns they promised were unrealistic. They've scheduled a private presentation tomorrow evening, right? Yes, in the hotel's executive boardroom. They're very insistent I come alone. I showed him the photos of Marcus's tip-stealing ledger. And that's not all. The head housekeeper has been stealing from staff for years. He just got my friend Tanya fired by planting stolen jewelry in her locker. Mr. Zhang examined the evidence carefully. This is disturbing, but not enough for a solid case. We need more. What if you pretend to fall for their scheme? Get them to reveal all the details while secretly recording? A slight smile crossed his face. I like how you think, Romina. I have a better recording device than your phone. He pulled out what looked like an ordinary pen. Military grade, captures both audio and video. Perfect. And I can gather more evidence on Marcus by installing a small camera in the housekeeping office. He keeps the tip envelopes in his desk drawer. I'll provide whatever equipment you need, but this puts you at risk. Are you certain you want to proceed? Tanya doesn't deserve what happened to her, and neither do the other staff members being abused and stolen from. We spent the next hour planning every detail. Mr. Zhang would act enthusiastic about the investment opportunity, asking detailed questions to get Victoria and Richard to incriminate themselves fully. Meanwhile, I would document Marcus's harassment and theft. The next morning, I arrived early to plant the tiny camera Mr. Zhang had given me in Marcus's office. As I finished positioning it, I heard footsteps approaching. I quickly ducked behind the door just as Marcus entered with Victoria. I'm telling you, Something's off about Romina, Marcus was saying. She's been asking questions about accounting and tip distribution. You're being paranoid. She's just a maid. A maid who speaks Mandarin and has been hanging around Zhang's suite longer than necessary. I held my breath as Victoria sighed impatiently. Fine, keep an eye on her. If she becomes a problem, find a reason to terminate her. Plant something in her locker like you did with that other girl. Tanya, already handled. I'll take care of Romina if needed. After they left, I texted Mr. Zhang. Camera installed. Also overheard them plotting against me. They're getting suspicious. Perfect timing, he replied. I just confirmed our investment meeting for 7 p.m. Be ready. Later that afternoon, Marcus cornered me in the linen closet. I noticed you've been spending extra time on the executive floor. Any particular reason? Just being thorough. Victoria said the inspection team is coming soon. His eyes narrowed. I'm watching you, Romina. One mistake and you'll be out like your friend. Unemployment doesn't look good on a college graduate with debt, does it? He knew about my loans? He'd been investigating me. Is that a threat, Marcus? Call it a friendly warning. Stay in your lane. As he walked away, my phone buzzed with a message from Mr. Zhang. Meeting confirmed. Operation begins tonight. At 6:45 p.m., I positioned myself in the service corridor outside the executive boardroom with the tablet Mr. Zhang had given me. From here, I could watch the camera feed from Marcus's office while monitoring the investment meeting through Mr. Zhang's hidden camera. The meeting began right on time. Victoria and Richard were dressed in their finest, laying on the charm thick. As you can see, Mr. Zhang, this development opportunity is exclusive to our most valued clients, Richard said, sliding glossy brochures across the table. Victoria nodded enthusiastically. Phase 1 is already 80% subscribed. These luxury condos will appreciate at least 40% within 18 months. Mr. Zhang examined the materials with apparent interest. Very impressive. And this property is fully permitted? Absolutely. All paperwork is finalized, Richard lied smoothly. Perhaps I could see these permits? Victoria laughed nervously. Due to confidentiality, we can't share those until after your initial investment. But I assure you, everything is in order. I see. And the wire transfer must go to this offshore account because... Tax efficiency, Richard jumped in. We structure all our high net worth investments this way. As they continued, I watched Marcus on the other feed, counting stolen tip money in his office. Perfect timing. Suddenly, the boardroom door opened. In walked a distinguished older woman with 2 men in suits. What's going on here? Victoria demanded, standing up. Mr. Zhang smiled calmly. Allow me to introduce Miss Chen, the actual owner of Grand Plaza Hotel Group. The color drained from Victoria's face. Owner? But corporate said the owner was visiting next week. I decided to come early after receiving some disturbing information, Miss Chen said coldly. Please continue your investment presentation. It's being quite enlightening. Richard began stuttering. This is all a misunderstanding. Is it? One of the suited men placed a laptop on the table. I'm Detective Rodriguez. We have recordings of you planning this fraudulent investment scheme, evidence of prior victims, and offshore accounts tracing back to both of you. The second man stepped forward. And I'm from Hotel Security. We've just detained Marcus Williams with evidence of systematic theft from staff members. Victoria collapsed into her chair. We can explain. Save it for your attorneys, Detective Rodriguez said, producing handcuffs. You're both under arrest for attempted fraud, wire fraud conspiracy, and multiple counts of previous successful scams we've uncovered. As they were led away, Miss Chen turned to me. Romina, Mr. Zhang tells me you were instrumental in uncovering this operation. The Grand Plaza owes you a debt of gratitude. The next morning, Miss Chen called an all-staff meeting. Effective immediately, we're implementing a new management structure and comprehensive anti-harassment policies. All stolen tips will be returned with interest. She gestured to my right. Tanya, please come forward. Tanya looked shocked as she approached. You're reinstated with full back pay, plus compensation for the false termination. And we'd like to offer you a supervisor position in guest services. Tanya burst into tears, hugging me tightly. After the meeting, Mr. Zhang pulled me aside. I need someone with your language skills and integrity for my North American operations. Starting salary is triple what you make here, plus relocation to our San Francisco office. Later that afternoon, Marcus, Victoria, and Richard were escorted to retrieve personal belongings under security supervision. Victoria approached me in the lobby. Romina, I made a terrible mistake. I was under such pressure from corporate. I cut her off. Save your breath. Your apology means nothing. Richard tried next. If you could just put in a good word with Miss Chen. Funny how you need my help now when you've been stealing my ideas for months. Marcus simply glared. This isn't over. Actually, it is, Tanya said, stepping beside me. Security, please escort this former employee out. As they were led away, Mr. Zhang smiled. Revenge is a dish best served in Mandarin, wouldn't you say? Absolutely, I replied, watching them walk out of our lives for good. What would you have done in Romina's position? Would you have rejected the apologies like she did, or would you have shown forgiveness after justice was served? Was her complete rejection of their apologies justified? Or should there be room for redemption even for toxic people who only apologize after being caught? If you enjoyed this revenge story of workplace justice, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging stories. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one.